I almost just got run over by an Amazon truck. He wasn't moving.
Welcome back to the Average Joe Running Channel. I'm Joe. I'm an average guy and I like to run. Today I want to talk about my 12-mile long run. This is my last long run before the half marathon I'm running in two weeks. The Canton Hall of Fame half marathon. It's the last time they're running this one, and I've ran it several times, so I just want to run it to say I got to run the last one. So I'm not really going for a time as far as a PR or anything. So I just went out, did my long run, and here's that long run.
Mile 1 in the books. On to mile 2. Mile 2 in the books. Only 10 more to go. Nice chilly rainy day out today. 85 2 days ago. 46 in rain today. Thanks, Ohio. Well, I'm probably at mile 3, but mile actually says 2.22. Forgot to turn it back on when I stopped back at mile 2. So, tip. Again, make sure you click your watch on if you stop. Well, I'm pretty new at this. Trying to videotape myself while I'm running. Well, not videotape, record while I'm running. That's hard for me to do more than one thing at a time. A little bit of downhill. And the problem is, for every downhill, there's usually an uphill. Hear the doggies barking. I know what it is about dogs and runners. There's that little uphill. A rock just beyond that pink trees where I always tie my shoes. Not today though, shoes feel pretty good. Running in my Skechers Go Run Ride 8s. They're old, but I love them. If you haven't never tried Skechers, give them a try. I always try to put a Sheetz or a Get-Go or some kind of place I can go, stop in case of an emergency, or if I need to get some water. How about some Taco Bell in the middle of your run? That'd be a lot of fun, wouldn't it? Coming to a stoplight here on State Street. And always be careful at busy intersections. Drivers don't see you. All right, we're close to a mile from home. Got 2 goos in. One at the start, one at about 3 miles. Do one at 6, one at 9. I really wouldn't take that many during a half marathon, but I'm trying to get my body used to it. So when I start training for marathon here next month, I'll be able to get used to the nutrition. All right, 6 miles in, stopped at the house, gonna fill up my water bottle, take another goo. Probably have more like closer to 7 miles because I didn't start my watch a couple times after I stopped to either take a goo or hit the record button. Gonna change my shoes and maybe shed the pants and sun's come out a little bit and it's not raining. Temperature warmed up a little bit. I'm warmed up a little bit. All right, we opted for a clean shirt, dry shirt, new shoes, ditched the pants. We're gonna go for 6 more. We'll run the same loop to see exactly how many I ran the first time. And we're off for round 2. Mile 1, round 2. 5 more to go. See you at mile 2. All right, mile 3 on our second loop, a little over mile 3. Just finished my goo. My glasses are a mess, got to clean them off. And you know what else, tie my shoes. So, it doesn't hurt to take a break during a run, especially if it's not a race. Just getting the miles in. I'll probably end up having about 13 to 14 miles because when I first loop forgot to shut the camera off, or turn my watch back on after the camera, I missed about almost 9/10 of a mile. So, and then I forgot again one other time. So probably close to a mile that I missed on my watch. That's all right. I know I got the miles in. My legs will know I got the miles in. Starting to get hungry, even though I took a goo. I've taken 3 goos on this run. I'm starting to get hungry. So that's probably about right. All right, we're all tied up. Using a glove on my right hand from a water bottle because I spilled a bunch of water on my strap from my bottle. It's all wet, so just using a Powerade for my hydration. Nothing special, stuff you just buy off the shelf at Walmart or Giant Eagle or wherever you buy your stuff. We're gonna finish the loop. I'm guessing that it's gonna be another 4 miles for this loop, since, like I said, I missed a few miles, or missed a mile on the first loop. Mile 4. The sun has started to peek in and out on us. So I ditched the pants. I had 2 shirts on. I ditched one of the shirts. Legs are feeling it. I have about 26 miles in for the week. Just 3 weeks ago, I think I ran a full 10 for the week. This month I'll have nearly 100 miles in, as opposed to about 47 last month. So, not recommended. It's not like 10% more, it's a little bit more. But I know what it's like to do a 100-mile month or better, so anyways, on to mile 5. Coming up on that downhill. Although right now my legs don't care uphill, downhill. They're feeling a little bit. Reason I picked Average Joe Running is my channel name. Of course, my name's Joe, and I'm an average guy. And I just happen to like to run. Running wasn't always my favorite thing. In 2008, I went from 200 and almost 30 pounds, dropped nearly 70 pounds because I wasn't feeling good. My knees started hurting, and I decided I wanted to live to see my grandchildren. I was age 40, so I started losing weight. Put on my bucket list I wanted to run a marathon someday. Never really took any action. So my son ran a half marathon in 2015. I said, yep, I want to do that too. 3 months later, I was running a half marathon. Next year, I ran a full marathon. And I've run several half marathons and 2 other full marathons since. My goal, 100-mile ultra. On to the uphill. Mile 5 in the books. Yeah, it's gonna be close to 7 miles for this loop instead of 6. But we'll get it done. There's that Taco Bell again. Ooh. Try to put that on your stomach after 13 miles. Yikes. It's hurting. On my favorite street here, State Street. Lots of traffic. I just like running straight lines sometimes. About a mile, probably a mile and a half here on this loop. We done. I almost just got run over by an Amazon truck. He wasn't moving. See the sun shining a little bit. It's probably all the way to 49 degrees now, maybe. Some rough pavement here. Get up on the sidewalk, make it easier. Next road down, it's got some nice pavement. High school track. Yuck, I hate track sessions. That's probably why I'm not fast. I don't like to do all those fartleks and everything. I just like to run. But I know it's necessary when you're running, training for a full marathon. You have to do some of that speed work. Nothing about me says speed. I'm not fast. I mean, if I train hard enough, I might be faster than I am. I'd like to break a 4-hour marathon. 4-hour 10 is my best. 1:46 is my best half marathon. Run a 22-minute 5K. I think a 48-minute 10K. So I'm not really fast. I'm just an average Joe that likes to run. It hurts. Bringing up with 14. Last little bit uphill to my street. Across the finish line. Head down the end of the street. Turn around, be done. Wait for the cars. Down the end of the street. We'll be done. All right. I did 6.8 on that loop. Around 6.75. So about just under 13.
And that's a wrap on the long run. Last long run before my half marathon. Interesting, I was going to do 12 miles. Well, I went out, I did 2 what I thought were 6-mile loops. On the first loop, at about mile 2, I shut the camera off, or shut my watch off so I could take a gel and drink some Gatorade or Powerade. And I turned the camera on, did something, and forgot to turn my watch back on. So I didn't realize it till almost mile 3. So my watch said 2.22, and it was actually closer to mile 3. So I kept on going, and I decided I'd finish that loop and then rerun that whole loop so I knew the second time, so I would know exactly how many miles I ran. Kind of rainy out, started out raining. I had the windbreaker on, the hood up. The sun poked out a little bit during the run, but it was still chilly and windy. A second time around, decided to change the shoes because less than a half mile at the end of the first loop, I stepped in a big puddle. My shoes got wet, socks got wet. So I decided to get fresh shoes. I got rid of the running pants and just went to shorts, changed my hat, changed my shirt. Can't do that during a half marathon or a marathon, but when you're doing your practice runs, you can. All in all, it was a pretty good run. Average pace, right around 10 minutes per mile. I'm not looking, like I said, to PR in this race. I'm only looking to run it, just to run it. I might try to do a PR later on this year for a half marathon or even for my marathon. I'd like to do a fall marathon and break 4 hours, but we'll see how the season goes. It wasn't real warm, it was windy, And so that kind of slows you down, knocks your pace down a little bit. You got to be careful that, you don't slip on the pavement or anything while you're doing that. Your shoes do get wet, your feet get wet, so it gets a little bit miserable at times, but all in all, it's still fun, even though it hurts. At the end of the run, probably I ended up doing closer to 14 miles. At the end of that run, my legs were hurting a little bit, but it felt good. I know that sounds strange, but hurting after a long run, it feels good. It's a good hurt. So I have 2 weeks before the half marathon. That will be my last long run. This wasn't a usual training block. It wasn't something where I went out and found a plan or created a plan. If you're running your first half marathon, you want to get a plan. You want to follow that plan and stick to it. I've run a lot of half marathons. I've been running for a long time, so it usually takes me about 3 to 4 weeks to get my body ready to run a half marathon. Now again, if I want to run faster, if I want to PR, then I have to become more strict with my training plan and find something that will help me get to the end. But for now, I'm going to taper a little bit, go to 8 miles next weekend, and then taper on down through that next week to the half marathon. And hopefully I'd like to get it around 2 hours, maybe a little more than 2 hours at the worst. That's all for now. If you liked the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Average Joe Runs. We'll see you next time on Average Joe Runs.
No!
It's Average Joe Running, so you got me screwed up. I don't know what to say.
We'll see you next time, Average Joe Runs.
But it's Average Joe Running.
I know, but you're Average Joe, so they'll see you next time you run.